Welcome to Real Bass Lessons. Today is going to be a little bit of a departure from my normal teaching. I don't normally take requests, but sometimes people say, hey Jim, do you teach any slap? Or Jim, would you show me that muting technique you do? Or Jim, how do you do? And they ask me about things which, I don't know, I don't feel like are my expertise. They're definitely not the stuff I teach all the time, but I thought I'd just show you a couple of little things that I do and I've done, and maybe it'll be helpful for you, okay? I'm not an expert on any of these, but I'll show them to you. The first thing is people say, Jim, how do you do that palm muting? Well, I usually answer it, and I don't try to be a smartass, but I say, well, you lay your palm on the string and you just play. And I believe that. That's what I do. But all we're talking about here, so let me try to teach it if I can, is I just lay my hand right here, pretty much on the things, on the saddles here, so I can get an open sound, and then I can just push my hand forward for a more muted sound. And back if I want a more open sound. Listen to this. A little more open sound. Sure, I'm just barely touching the strings over the bridge, over the saddles. See, it's not as, this is open, right? So I am muting, but then now I'll push up a little further and get a little more tighter mute. A person asked me one time very, very, perceptively in a clinic situation, they said, how do you control how much mute and how much you get? Well, how much do you want over here? Just push it over the top and push it in the back, okay? Let me play just a little bit again here, and I won't talk, and I'll make it sound maybe a little more musical, and I'll go back and forth between that muting. I was self-conscious and I was thinking of myself moving my hand off and on. It wasn't quite as smooth. I've just done it for years. I just like that sound. What it does is it gets me out of the way when I'm playing mostly with other bass players. Obviously, I play in a band situation sometimes. I do mute it like this, and it sounds real cool. I've done it on recording a bunch. One of the things I love to do is mute like this and pick. I drop my pick here, but it's sort of as opposed to an open ringy thing, I just push it over there. I'm just using my little fingernail right now. I'm just pushing it. Sure. So that's not I don't think of it as a big technique, but I'll tell you the biggest challenge people have with it, just like everything else, you just have to practice it a bunch. So just get yourself going. Just practice scales. By the way, it feels different up here on the higher strings than it does on the lower ones, so you have to practice it a whole bunch, okay? Cool. Now the next thing is, sure, I slap the bass. Not a lot. I used to teach it. Let me back up. I used to teach a lot of slapping, and I used to slap quite a bit, even though I never considered myself a real slapper. For years, I taught slap classes at Berklee College. And I wrote a book which is very popular. It's called Slap Bass Workout. I don't have one to show you here. But the real magic in that is the 52 play-along tracks with outstanding players and just real simple little rhythmic, melodic phrases to work on that thumb. But I'll play a little bit for you here, okay? Maybe I should teach you that lick. That'd be a good one. It's a little slap lick. I kind of butchered it, but it sounded good. It's a good lick. Let's work on it in time here. I'll get it smoother. There it is. Good, now let's put it in a phrase. I screwed it up. It should be ba 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 doo ba doo ba doo ba da ba. Let's try that again. There it is. Now don't say I've ever not taught you any slap, because I just did. Let me put it back in that phrase, that little riff I was playing. You'll hear how it sounds. 1, 2, ready. Fair enough. That's a little insight into me. Okay? Seriously, if you want to get into slap and you never have, I recommend you start with that slap-based workout book. It's got 52 audio tracks and they're killer. They're just real fundamental stuff. When I've taught slap, as I've taught it with everything I've taught, I always teach the basics and the fundamentals, not advanced stuff. Most people I know can't play a good, like me, can't get a good solid just sound and control of their thumb and their fingers. And the muting stuff, man, there's no trick to it. I'm not even sure that you need to listen to mute. Just try it. Just get your... Here's a good little exercise. Quarter notes. Quarters with eighths. Good, now let's put some pitches to that. Now, one of the tricks I think, or people have asked me about this, is I mute when I double stop a lot. So I'm muting the laying across you, but I'm thinking of my G and E string. As opposed to, no, I mute a lot on those. Yeah, I love those. Here, I'll play a little song. Sure, I'm just barely muting. Here, a little tighter mute. Sure. Yeah, I love this. Just getting a different timbre out of the instrument. So there you go. I taught some muting and I taught slap. Fired up.